I'm absolutely weak at the knees for limited edition releases. Whenever I go back to Japan, I get super into them because there's so many different types and I feel like everyone uses them like all of the time. I think I've talked about it enough now and rely on it enough now that it is officially a holy grail. Minasan konnichiwa, this is Tina and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing what I actually buy whenever I go back to Japan. If that sounds like your thing, then please go ahead and channel登録しちゃってください. So yes, I did recently come back from a month-long trip in Japan, which was obviously amazing. And while I was there, as I always do, I did a decent amount of shopping too. So I thought you guys may be interested in what I actually end up buying in Japan. Basically my real beauty shopping list and things that I specifically look out for whenever I'm in Japan. So the things that I tend to buy are 1, things that I can't find over here or online, or 2, things that even if I do find here or online, they're like stupidly overpriced. Because luckily in today's day and age, a lot of online retailers, you can get the products for pretty much the same price or just like a little bit more expensive than if you were to buy it in the country of origin. I try not to stock up on things that I know I can still get here in Australia or online for a decent price. Of course, I do buy other things as well. If a product that I see interests me, I'm going to get it, but I have included all of those other products in a separate video just as a whole video for you guys. And this one is focusing more on those specific categories that I tend to buy a lot more of in Japan. All right, well, I guess we'll get started. The first category is probably not a surprise, definitely the category that I purchased the most by far, and that is sheet masks. I don't know, I guess I just have a weakness for sheet masks. Whenever I go back to Japan, I get super into them because there's so many different types and I feel like everyone uses them like all of the time. Since I've been back, I've been using them at least once a day, sometimes even morning and night. The brand that I bought the most of this time isn't really a surprise, Lululun, which I have talked about for years and years now. I have used them for a very long time and they do have a really wide variety. I bought 5 different types this time. 4 of them are limited edition releases. So you guys can kind of see that I'm absolutely weak at the knees for limited edition releases. The first one though is one that I asked you guys if I should try because it was a new kind of regular release from their line, and it is the Lululun Hydra AZ mask. This Hydra range has probably been their most popular series in recent years. The yellow version of this one, the purple version of this has been super duper popular. So they did release a new one and this one contains azelaic acid, which I thought was quite interesting and not an ingredient that you see in Japan like very often. The front of it is actually all in English. It does say it is a moisturizing face mask preventing skin pore concerns caused by seasonal climate change and age. And then these 2 sheet masks, the Lululun Night Tune masks. When I was shopping in Donki, there was a sign and it says on the packaging that it is Don Quijote Gente, like limited edition Donki. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to have to try it. Honestly, I don't even know what these sheet masks are about. I just know that they said to use them at nighttime, which most people use sheet masks at nighttime anyways. One says it is a Moonlight floral scent that has night vitamin. It does say that it helps to give kind of translucence to your skin. And then the purple one, the Midnight Citrus scent, it says it has night vitamin, ceramide, and then ice awake. These are all totally made up ingredients or formulas. Obviously, I'll look into it a bit more when I actually try it or review it. But yeah, I just had to pick it up because the packaging is adorable. And again, it's limited edition. The Fujisan Lululun. Lululun do a lot of gotochi gente, which basically means that they are limited to each prefecture. They generally do a specific collab of a product that you generally can only get there. During this trip, we went to Yamanashi, one of the prefectures that borders Fujisan, and they had this and I was like, yep, I'll get it. Apparently it uses the mineral spring water from Fujisan. I also gave a couple to my auntie as just like a omiyage, like souvenir from our time in Fujisan, and it was a good little memory of our time there. And then the last one is literally like my 2 favorite things put together in one, the Tokyo Disney Resort limited edition Lululun sheet mask. How could I not get this. There's just absolutely no way. There are 2 different types in 4 bags. 7 sheet masks per bag for 2,600 yen, which I feel like is a pretty good deal. And they also represent Disneyland and Disney Sea, which I think is, again, so adorable. It's a small world. So cute. Unfortunately, it was closed at this time when we went, so I was unable to rate it, but super duper cute. And it smells like cotton candy, apparently. And the other one has the Venetian gondolas on the front for Disney Sea. It smells like romantic geranium, and the actual like ingredients do differ as well, but yeah, I just could not resist. I mean, even just for the packaging, so gosh darn adorable. Another brand that I've talked about literally so many times, and it is Saborino. The first one is a new range, I believe. I had never seen it before until this trip. The Saborino Mega Shot Nighttime Mask. These are the regular looking Saborinos, meant to be used for 60 seconds. The Mega Shot is supposed to be worn for 3 minutes, so 3 times as long. I think they just released the line as something that's like a little bit extra. You can leave it on for a little bit more and has a bit more richer ingredients. So they did have a vitamin one for the morning in an orange pack, and then they also had this blue one for nighttime. It did actually come with this kind of like strip on the top that had more about its ingredients and all of that, which I did throw out because we were using these ones in Japan. I must say they're okay. I wouldn't necessarily think they're like extra hydrating compared to their regular ones. It's a super cool idea, but overall I probably would continue to stick with their regular versions just because they're so easy to like pull out and slap on. It was still very interesting that they're trying something new. The 60-second version I got at this time was the Saborino Morning Mask Pure Kinmokusei scent. Saborino is also very well known for their limited edition releases, which I must say this time, this was the only one I found. It does smell like Kinmokusei, which is like the autumn scent in Japan. It has this really sweet kind of fruity smell, and it is this like orange flower, and you will see Kinmokusei scented things absolutely everywhere in autumn, and it works like a regular Saborino mask. I enjoy them very much, especially for the morning. The rest are kind of one-off products, but I did get these 2 purely from the influence of one Japanese influencer, Kami Kana. She has the most flawless skin, and I've just been like watching her videos a ton on Instagram lately. This apparently is her like go-to sheet mask whenever she wants to like calm down her skin and hydrate, and it is the Clear Turn Cica Moist Mask. Clear Turn is a sub masking brand produced by Corsair, and they literally have so many different sheet masks. I have seen this one before, and it's actually been around for a really long time, but I had just never really thought to try it. It has 40 sheet masks. I honestly don't remember how much it was. It was a drugstore, so there's just no way that it is that expensive, and if the quality of the sheet is really good for that price, I gotta try it. Don Quijote Cica face mask. I had a little boo-boo. When I was packing it in my suitcase, it poked a little hole in the packaging and it started leaking, so I had to bandage it up. Luckily it made the flight home. But I talked about this one in my donkey shopping haul too. And again, 40 sheet masks for 800 yen. I'm pretty sure it worked out to be like 13 cents a sheet mask. I am well stocked for my Cica sheet masks. This one is another donkey brand, the Do Jonetsu Kakaku, which if you see this symbol in donkey, it is their own brand. Their Nihonsei Chardonnay mask. I did see this at the very end of our shopping day in Donkey, and they had this milky sheet mask that was strawberry milk, and then this jelly sheet mask that was Japanese Chardonnay, grape smelling. I was like, yeah, I'll try it. Oh, it's actually 10 sheet masks in here. Lately, Donkey has really been stepping up their game when it comes to their own products. Even in Japan, they're known to be very high quality and very good price. The last little one isn't actually a sheet mask, but an eye mask. The Quality First Derma Laser Eye Sheet Super VC Retinol. I am not the biggest eye mask person. I just find it kind of hard to find when is the right time to use them, but I had never tried any from Japan, and it looks like these ones are like an actual sheet, because a lot of the time they are that jelly material. I thought I would try it out. This apparently has vitamin C, retinol, glutathione, hyaluronic acid, and I do enjoy the actual sheet mask from Quality First first Derma laser too, so I thought why not give them a go. The next category is something that has become a bit more of a trend in me in the past probably year or so, and they are aerosol mist toners. I love using these whenever I'm straight out of the shower because I do have quite a dehydrated and dry skin. There's a lot that goes on after you step out of the shower, especially if I wash my hair and stuff, before you can do your full skincare routine. In those instances, I like to use these aerosol mists like as a quick hydrator until I'm ready to do the rest of my routine. And the aerosol part is quite important because aerosol mist just gives so much more of a fine mist rather than those spray types. Unfortunately, with aerosol products, they don't generally ship it internationally or not as easily. So a lot of the time on online sites, you won't find aerosol products for that reason. So I stock up on my aerosol toners whenever I'm there. The first one I have, I think I've talked about it enough now and rely on it enough now that it is officially a holy grail, the Curel Deep Moisture Spray. I did buy 2 packs of the multi-pack, which I talked about at Donkey. If you can find it in a multi-pack, you are lucky because I thought they were everywhere, yet once I started looking for them, they were really hard to find. Maybe outside of Tokyo, it would be easier to find. Generally, they sell just the big size for like 1800 yen, but if you can buy it in a 2-pack, you get this little mini one for free. So obviously I try to do that because it is a free product. Plus the small size is perfect for travel. Like I always take one with me whenever I travel. This one has really helped me whenever my skin has been super duper irritated. When I can't use regular products, Curel is specifically catered to those who do have sensitive skin. The other mist toners that I grabbed this time was the Nameraka Honpo Micro Lotion Mists in the Whitening and the Aging Care versions. Nameraka Honpo is another brand that is free from fragrance and stuff, but I had been using their regular Micro Lotion Mist and I really did enjoy it. Again, it's such a nice fine mist, gives a good amount of hydration. I wouldn't say it's quite as rich as the Curel. If you do have more oilier skin or want something that's a bit more lighter and fresher, you might like the Nameraka Honpo one better. And recently they did release 2 new versions and I thought why not, I'm just gonna try both because I will end up using them. Ofuro agari no 3秒が勝負. It says like the 3 seconds out of the bath is the kind of battle to keeping that hydration in. The next category is something again that I have kind of relied on more in the past year or so and realized it was something that was quite beneficial, yet it is kind of hard to find good quality ones in Australia or for a good price online, and they are disposable towels. When your skin is sensitive, you definitely don't want to add any abrasiveness to it or add any like bacteria that could get it worse. And when my skin is in those situations, I like to use disposable towels, and then I also use them when I travel. Hotels are not quite as bad, but a lot of Airbnbs, they'll give you one tiny towel for like a 1-week stay, and like you can't be washing it every day to dry it every day to like it just doesn't really work out. And I hate to use dirty towels on my skin. And even this time in Japan, we were there for a month and there was 2 of us, me and Logan, so I even emptied like a whole bag of them while I was there and got through like almost a second bag, I'm pretty sure. But this time I bought a couple different ones that I had never tried before, and they have so many options in Japan. Tissue brands, cotton brands, like so many brands. They're just also like high quality soft cotton, so I definitely recommend you picking them up. And they also work as great padding in your luggage because they're just like squishy balls. The first one you may recognize if you watch my donkey video, but it is the Cosparade cleansing towel. This one was mentioned in Makia magazine, which is like a beauty magazine in Japan, as I think like 2nd place of the top 10 best-selling beauty items at Donkey. But it comes like this, literally like a roll of toilet paper. You can take off each piece to work as a towel. It does say you can use it after you wash your face, wipe your body, a hydrating mask apparently, to remove makeup, nail polish, and etc. That one is the Donkey brand, and I think it was about 500 yen for 70 sheets, and they're pretty big size from what I can tell. The one that we were using while we were in Japan was the Ufut Tsuyo Taoru. This one is actually 100 sheets, but I did find the sheets quite thin. They're just like cotton sheets, but they're stronger than a tissue. Even if you wet it, it won't tear or anything. So it's good for if you do want to cleanse your face. For me, I generally just use it to wipe my face dry because I didn't want to use a dirty towel. And the last one I got was the Nepia Hana Serebu. With this one, I was just curious because this brand is known to produce these like super duper soft soft tissues. They're called hanaserubu because it literally means like nose celebrity. I don't really know how that translates. It's really nice and soft for your nose. And I have used them before and they are super duper soft. Oh, and another thing, just as an add-on, Japan has a lot of options of cotton pads, cotton sheets, any of those cotton related products, and really good quality for really, really cheap. I find a lot of Western branded cottons quite rough and not that soft, which is not good for your skin. It's a great opportunity to buy those if you do use them a decent amount like me. Next is actually a specific brand rather than a category of skincare, and it is MUJI. Low-key, I don't think I've ever talked about it before, but I used to work at MUJI, so like I do get interested in their products, and they actually have such an amazing range of skincare. Yet it is really, really hard to get online, and a lot of the products are not the same between countries. Like you cannot get anywhere near as much as the full range of skincare in Australia that you can get in Japan. So whenever I go to Japan, I definitely take a really good peek at their skincare, and this time I didn't end up buying quite as much as I hoped. I was like, my suitcase is full. First is the MUJI Booster Serum. This one was released a little while ago, but it has been super, super popular in Japan. Like you see basket loads of them whenever you go to the MUJI stores in Japan. It goes on a first step after you cleanse, and it is supposed to help everything absorb better, kind of prep your skin. This range is the fermented range, which I love fermented skincare. It really works well for my skin, so I thought, why not? I will try their booster. I also picked up their retinol rich serum. I feel like Japan is finally kind of releasing more serums at like a drugstore level, which is very, very exciting. They had this one, and then like a vitamin C, and then a ceramide one, I believe. They are a bit of a higher price point. I think they were 3,000 to 4,000 yen, which again isn't terrible, but they are 30 mils. Generally speaking, MUJI is basic skincare, like nothing fancy, nothing crazy, but obviously this is a range that has actives in it, so probably why it's more expensive. Japan does retinol, but does it really gently. So if you're someone who's like a little bit skeptical or you have really sensitive skin, it's going to be super duper gentle. I can't say I have much of an opinion on it at the moment, but I do think it's cool that they're coming out with more like actives and stuff in their skincare. The last thing I got was the Aging Care Neck Moisturizing Milk. I just thought this was a cool idea to specifically have a product for the neck décolletage area, because I feel like it gets neglected so often, and it is the area that we tend to show kind of the first signs of aging as well. I also like that it is in a pump bottle, so my hope is that I do my skincare. Last step, I just do one pump and put it on my neck, and hopefully don't forget and get into the habit of doing that. At the moment, generally, I do just use whatever I applied on my face down onto my neck too, but I think you don't end up applying quite that generous amount. It does include vitamin C and retinol too, which I thought was cool. This one is not really a specific kind of product category or brand, but limited edition releases. Now, I've already talked about it many times in this video because I am a sucker for them. Japan is a sucker for them. Like if you go to Japan, you'll constantly see gente, like Kikan Gente, limited edition. Japan is the culture of limited edition. I'm right there with them. Like I love it so much. Whenever I go to Japan, I tend to look for products that are limited edition because I know it's just not going to come overseas or be released online. One that I was absolutely suckered into this time was the Suisai cleansing powders, which I mean I use them all of the time anyway, and they are one of my favorite cleansing powders, so it's fine, I will use them. But they had 2 limited edition releases while I was there and I had to get them both. These are the Suisai Beauty Clear Powder in gold, in Pokemon and Tinkerbell. Suisai do have 3 different powder washes. They have gold, which is more moisturizing, their regular one, and then their black one, which is better for kind of pore cleansing as it does have charcoal in it. This one only came in gold. It is also just my favorite one out of 3. Having dry skin, I do like one that is a little bit more moisturizing. The Pokemon one was especially cool. Each color had 8 Pokemon, and then one of them was a secret Pokemon. We have a few left, but we checked the whole container and we did not get the secret Pokemon. It makes you want to keep buying them, which is obviously like a genius marketing. So the little capsules do have illustrations of Pokemon on them, and it is very cute and very fun whenever you go to wash your face and you choose it and you're like, oh my god, I got Pikachu today. And me and Logan had a lot of fun. It's a pack of 30 and we only had 4 left at the point we were coming back. The other one was Tinkerbell, which she's literally my favorite Disney character ever. I only found her as I was leaving the country, literally at the Matsukyo at Narita airport, and I bought it instantly. And then one of you guys had sent me a photo of it too. Like as soon as I got back to Australia, one of you guys on Instagram was like, and I was like, yes, I bought it. And they're like, oh, thank God, I thought you missed it. Thank you for your concern. But yes, I was able to grab the Tinkerbell one. This one just has Tinkerbell on all of them, but she's in like different poses and stuff. And yeah, I know that's very like silly, but you gotta love it. You just gotta love it. That is limited edition kind of design. The other limited edition things you can find a lot in Japan is scents, which I'm all for the scent. The Wafu made Sakekasu pack in Juicy Peach scent. Now, I don't know quite how limited this one is, but it does say Gente, so you know me. I had never actually tried this wash off mask before, but I had seen it everywhere. It is a very popular JPD item, and it is made from sakekasu, which is the excess that you get whenever you make sake, like Japanese rice wine. And I love my rice masks. I love them wash off ones. It makes your skin feel so smooth and glowy. So I thought, why not try one of the OGs? And yeah, I love the scent of peaches, so I had to get it in the peach scent. Oh, and the last kind of limited edition, at least I think it's limited edition because I've never seen it anywhere other than Japan, was the Oh Baby House of Rose body scrubs. I had only ever seen the big original pink jar, but when I was at our Cosme this time, they had so many different scents. This one is yuzu and this one is lychee, and they smelled so good. Like, I cannot even describe how good they smell. It literally smells like you're smelling a yuzu, smelling a lychee, and they're both scents that I absolutely love. So originally I was only going to get one, but I was like, you know what? I just can't resist. I wouldn't say it's like the best body scrub ever, but I was sold with the scents. I just, you gotta smell them. If you can ever have a chance to smell these, they smell so freaking good. One thing I look out for a lot in Japan is eye health items. I feel like people in Japan take their eye health very seriously, or maybe they just have like a lot of products for eye health, so you think they take it seriously. One thing I always make sure to buy whenever I go to Japan is eye washes, because one, they just don't really have them over here, and then two, whenever I find them online, they are so overpriced, like $30 or something, when they only cost like 600 yen. Like, it's just ridiculous. My favorite one, not that I've tried too many, is the Aibon eye wash. The premium one, the pink one, is the one that I usually get, but then I also got this one, which is apparently supposed to be a bit more like a moisturizing vitamin care. And then I got one for Logan this time. It's his first time trying, but I got him the cool version. Just so cheap, and it is great for when you get a gunk in your eyes, which I feel like happens to me all the time, whether it is makeup or dust or pollen, like when it's hay fever season, especially days like today where I'm wearing like a decent amount of makeup and I'm also wearing contacts, which that's generally what they recommend using it for, like after you've used contacts, to kind of rinse and hydrate your eyes. They are obviously hefty. One bottle is like half a kilo, so 3 is 1.5 kilos. The other thing I stock up on a lot is eye drops while I'm in Japan. They tend to be just a lot more affordable, and they have lots of different types that work for different things. Generally speaking, I'm not that fussy. Like, these two I bought because I think they were like the cheapest. This one is from Matsukyo and this one is Lion, so the people who do the Pear Acne Cream. And generally I just use them for like when my eyes are feeling a little like there's something in there, or they're feeling dry. I just use like regular ones. The other thing is Japanese eye drops tend to have like a cooling feeling to them, which when you initially try, you're kind of like, oh my god, what is going on? It's like stinging my eyes. But when you get used to it, it's quite refreshing. But they have levels of coolness on them. This one is level 5, and then this one is, I think, level 2 mild on the pack. But there is one eye drop that I always make sure to buy at least one whenever I go back to Japan, because I have been using them for probably close to 15 years now, and something that I rely on in the time of need. I don't always use them, but when I drink alcohol, my eyes go very red. My skin goes red too, but my eyes go red and it looks a little freaky. So I've been relying on these for the longest time, the Loto Lise eye drops. I don't know what is in this stuff, but it clears red eyes like that. Like literally 30 seconds, put them in and they will clear them out instantly. Yeah, if you do suffer from red eyes, try it out because they work like magic. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I actually buy whenever I go to Japan. Obviously, as I said earlier, I have bought a lot of other skincare, but I put it in a separate, just like plain old haul video for you guys because a lot of you guys have already asked, am I going to do a haul? Yes, I'll do one for you guys, but these are the specific categories that I look out for whenever I go to Japan. And if you are an avid beauty shopper like me, maybe you would like to know that these definitely should be bought during your trip in Japan. If you do have a little bit more time today, I would super duper appreciate it if you clicked on one of these videos here, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!